Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of these tutorials on ARM instruction and programming. In this tutorial, we are going to learn single register load store instruction and multiple register load store instructions, okay, which are nothing but LDR, STR, LDM and STM. So before going to the direct topic, I will first explain few basic concepts which are required during the understanding of these instructions. So first we'll understand what is meant by bit. So in digital, we always represent numbers or some data with the help of zeros and one. Okay, so we're having two bits, that is 0 and 1. If we combine 8 bits, 8 such bits, then we get 1 byte of data. So 1 byte of data is equal to combination of these 8 bits. Okay. If we combine 16 bits, then we get half word. Okay. So collection of 16 bits are normally called as half word. If we collect or if we're having 32 bits, then we call it as word. Okay, so most of the registers in ARM are 32, or almost we can say all registers are 32 bit. So we can say they are having capacities to store one word information. If we are having 64 bits, then it is called as double word. Okay, so byte is nothing but 8 bits, half word is nothing but 16 bits, and word is nothing but 32 bits, and 64 bits are nothing but double word. Now, I will also explain some basic concepts related to memory and memory addresses. Whenever we access any memory, then very first or very important thing to access this memory is nothing but address. Without address, we cannot access memory. Okay, so memory are organized in different ways. For example, this is 8-bit organized memory. What does it mean? We can store 8 bits at one location. Okay, then we are having 16-bit or 16-bit organized memory. What does it mean? At one address we can get or we can store 16 bits. Okay, so this is 0 address, so at this address I can store 16-bit of data. Okay, so this is called as we can say 16-bit means we can say half word organized memory. Here word is mentioned, but this is half word organized memory. Okay, and this is byte organized memory. And whenever we want to access this memory, then memory locations, then we normally mention address of these memory locations. For example, address of this memory location is 1. I'm just taking one example. So to access this 16 bits, as this is 16 bit organized memory, so to access this 16 bits I require this address. So with the help of this address I can use different instructions and I can access this data from this particular memory. Okay, now in this tutorial we are going to study load store instructions. So first of all we'll study what is meant by load and store operation. So in ARM we are having load store architecture. What does it mean? To access memory we can use only these two instructions, which is nothing but load and store. Okay, so ARM uses a load store model for memory access, which means that only load store instructions can access memory. Okay, then load and store single register instructions can transfer 32-bit word, 16-bit half word, or an 8-bit, or we normally call it as a byte, between memory and register. So these load and store instructions can transfer 1 byte of data, 2 byte of data, or 32 bit of data. Okay, so we can transfer this data also. Then byte and half word loads can be automatically 0 extended or sign extended as they are loaded. Now the important thing is all registers in ARM are 32-bit wide. Okay, what does it mean? If we take example of R0 register, then this R0 register can store 32-bit of data. But if we load 16-bit of data or 8-bit of data from the memory, then what will happen to the remaining bits of this particular register? So for that purpose, we are having this 0 extended or sign extended operation. So what is mean by sign extended or 0 extended? In sign extension, in computer or arithmetic of increasing the number of bits of a binary number while preserving the number's sign and value. For example, if we take one number, for example 1 0 0 0, then 1 1 1 1, Now the MSB bit basically represents sign of that particular number. Now this is 8-bit data. If we load this 8-bit data into the R0 register of ARM, then we must have to convert this particular data into 32-bit, because R0 register is 32-bit wide. Okay, so we have to preserve the sign of this particular number. Then what we do, the MSB bit, as we know, MSB bit always represents sign of that particular number. So we put 111 or that particular MSB bit in all the next locations. So we can have this number, that is 8-bit number, and the remaining bits we put or we fill with the 1111. So we all remaining bits we put 1111. Okay, so that this sign of that particular number should be preserved. Okay, this is done by appending digits to the MSB side of a number. Okay, so this we perform operation by appending this bits to the MSB side. So this is sign extend, and as we know, in the architecture we are having this sign extension block inside the architecture of ARM. Okay, for example, if 6 bits are used to represent the number 00100, so this bit is representing number 6. Okay, and the sign extend operation is used to increase the word length to 16-bit. Okay, so then a new representation is simply like this. Okay, so for example, we are having this 6 bits, or we can take 8 bits for example. Okay, 1010. Okay, now suppose we have to transfer this particular number inside R0 or R1 register, then we must have to convert this number into the 32-bit file. Okay, so the remaining bits we have to fill. Okay, so if we use 0 extend, then in that case all the remaining bits are filled with the 0. If we use sign extend, then depending upon the MSB bit, the remaining bits will be filled. Okay, similarly, suppose we are having this decimal number which is equal to this 15. Okay, so this is negative number, because normally if MSB bit is 1, then that particular number will be considered as negative. If MSB bit is 0, then the particular number will be considered as a positive. Now this particular bit will be represented like this. As I said, all the remaining bits will be filled with the 1. That is the nothing but the MSB bit. In this case, MSB bit is 1, so we fill all the remaining bits with the 1. Okay, so 0 extension is used for unsigned loads of byte and half words. Zeros are filled in the remaining bit. So this example. Okay, and next is architecture of this. So sign extend, how it is done. So in the ARM we are having this sign extension block. So if we are taking 8-bit of data from the memory, then we must have to convert this data into 32-bit wide by either using sign extend or 0 padding. So in that case, this sign extend block is used, and then it is loaded into the registers. Okay, now load store instructions in ARM. So ARM has 3 sets of instructions which interact with the main memory. These are single register data transfer, that is nothing but LDR. LDR stand for load register. Okay, so LDR stand for load register. This instruction is used whenever we have to copy data from the memory inside the register. That's why it is mentioned as load. LD stand for load, R stand for register, because we are loading register. So obviously when we load register, that register will be loaded from the memory itself. Okay, and next is STR. STR stand for store register. Okay, so whenever we have to copy data from register into the memory, in that case this store register or STR instruction is used. Okay, then next is block data transfer, that is LDM, load multiple or store multiple. Now this is single register data transfer if we have to copy only 32-bit data from the register to the memory or from memory to the register. But if we have to copy block of data, then in that case we can load multiple registers, like R0 to R7 registers we can load in a single instruction, or we can store 5 register or multiple register data into the memory location. Like suppose I want to store 7 register data from R0 to R6 into the memory location, then I can perform that operation with the help of this block data transfer instructions, which is nothing but LDM and STM. Okay, LDM stand for load multiple register, STM stand for store multiple register. And then we are having single data swap, that is SWP instruction. Now The basic load and store instructions are this LDR, STR, that is load and store. Okay, they can transfer one word data, which is nothing but 32-bit data. But in the previous slide, as we have studied, we can transfer 8-bit data also or 16-bit data also. So for that purpose, we are having more instructions like LDRB. B stand for byte. B stand for byte. So load byte and store byte. Suppose you have to copy only 8 bit of data from memory into the register, then this is possible with this instruction. Suppose you want to store only 8 bits from the register to the memory, then this is also possible with the help of STRB register. Okay, instruction. Then we are having half word. Half word is nothing but 16 bits of data. Okay, so sorry, this is beta. This is 8 bit. Okay, so next is half word. So half word means 16 bit of data. So suppose you have to load register with the 16 bit of data, then this is possible with this instruction, load register half word, store register half word. So these instructions will copy only 16 bit of data. Okay, then we are having sign byte load instruction, which can be used to load only register. So load register sign byte, and next is load register sign half word. Sign byte means 8 bits, half word means 16 bits. Okay, now these two instructions or these two operations we can perform only on LDR instruction. Now as I said, load register loads 32-bit data. Sorry, load register half word load 16-bit unsigned data. Sorry, load register sign half word load sign extended this 16-bit data. Then we are having load byte, so load register, that is 8-bit unsigned data. Then load register sign byte, so we can load sign byte also. Then store operand from register into the memory. So for that purpose, for this operation, that is store operation, we are having this instruction, that is store, which load 32-bit word. Then strh, store 16-bit half word. H stand for half word, which is nothing but 16-bit data. B stand for byte, store byte. Okay, so how this 8-bit or 16-bit data is normally copied? For example, we are having 32-bit of data. Okay, now 32-bit means 8 bytes. Okay, so if we have to 32 means 4 bytes. So suppose we have to, this is byte 1, 2, 3 and 4. Suppose we have to copy only 8 bits, then which 8 bits are copied from this particular data? So if we have to store this 8 bits of data using this strb, then rightmost 8 bit of register, rightmost means this. So if we are having this r0 register and if we have to store 8 bits of data from this particular register, then only this lower 8 bits will be copied into the memory. Okay, then again for half word, this is again mentioned rightmost 16 bits of register. Now we will study the basic operation of load and store instructions. Okay, so this is instruction format. So load, register, then we can specify condition also, then size of data that you want to perform, like that you want to load, that is byte or half word, etc. Then RD, and then address, from which address you have to load this particular data. Okay, and this is register, you can mention register in this particular instead of RD. Then store. Now these are single register load store, only one register will be loaded, that is 32-bit data is normally loaded. Then again store instruction, so store, condition, then size, then RD, and then address. Now in this case data is transferred from this register to the address mentioned. Okay, now we are having this example. Now please try to understand this basic example. Load register RA comma RB. Now in this case your RA register will be loaded with the data which is pointed by this particular RB register. Okay, so data will be copied from the address which is pointed by this RB register into the RA register. Please note this point. Okay, now the square bracket represent address. So whatever data we are having inside RB register, it will be considered as address, and data corresponding to that address will be loaded into the RA register. Next we are having STR, that is store register. So in this case content of array are stored into the address specified by this RB register. Okay, then we can in more detail we can see this particular diagram. So here I have put one diagram. So in this we are having LDR, that is load register. So this particular instruction will work like this. RB will be considered address. Okay, so value at square bracket, here I have mentioned value at square bracket will be considered as address. Then it will be loaded into the array. Okay, and in store instruction, value from this register will be loaded into the address which is pointed by this RB register. So value found in register RA is stored into the address found in RB. Okay. Now in this instructions we are having this condition, so we can put conditions also, like in the previous video we have studied conditional instructions also. So that condition we can add to these instructions also. So load register if equal, load register if equal with byte. Okay, so we have to load byte of data if data is equal. Okay, so in this case we can append such conditions, and if condition satisfies, then only that particular operation will be performed. Okay, now this is very important, these instructions are very important, that is load and store instruction. If you understand these basic two instructions, then remaining instructions you can easily understand. Okay, now here I am taking one example. As I said, load register is used to load data from the memory. So load register R0, so obviously data will be placed into the R0 register. Now from which address? So here we are having one offset value, so address will be generated by adding these two numbers, that is R1 plus 4, and this will be considered as an address, and data corresponding to this address will be loaded into the R0 register. Okay, so here I have mentioned R0 is equal to memory R1 plus 4, and R1 is unchanged. Okay, after this operation R1 or value of R1 is not going to change. For example, if R1 is equal to 8000, I am just taking example, then your data from 8000 plus 4, that is 8004 corresponding data will be copied into the R0 register, but R1 is not going to change. Okay, so this is load register. Now this instruction is executed like this. We are having this R1 register, then it will be added with the offset value, which is nothing but 4 in this case. You can put any value. Then after this address will be generated, and from that particular address your data is loaded into the R0 register. Okay, so this is nothing but load register or load instruction. Now there is a concept related to this load store, which is nothing but pre-index, post-index and auto-indexing. Okay, so these three concepts we are going to study in this slide. What is mean by pre-index? So in pre-index, basically we are having one offset value. Okay, and before loading data inside this register, this particular offset value is added to the base register, and then that particular data will be loaded into the register. Okay, so data is nothing but memory address base plus offset. Okay, so base address of register not updated. So here is one example, load register R0 with the value R1 plus 4, which we have studied in the previous slide. Okay, so your R0 will be loaded with the address corresponding to R1 plus 4. It is called as pre-index. Why it is called as pre-index? Because before loading value inside the register, your base address is updated. Okay, that's why pre-indexing. Now post-indexing. Post-indexing, what happened? After uploading data inside this register, your value of base register is normally changed. So in this we can directly check this example. LDR R0 comma in bracket square bracket R1 comma hash 4. Okay, so in this case first R0 register is loaded with the data pointed by R1 register, and then R1 register will be changed with the offset value, that is R1 plus 4. Okay, so first data corresponding to R1 is loaded into the R0 register, and then R1 is going to change with R1 plus 4, that is offset value. That's why this hash 4 is written outside this square bracket. Okay, so that is post indexing. Post indexing means after loading data your base address is going to change. So base address register is nothing but base plus offset. Now this is not case with the pre-indexing. Okay. Next is pre-indexing with write back. It is also called as auto-indexing. Now this auto-indexing is normally done with this exclamation symbol. Okay. So data is nothing but memory base plus offset address. Okay, and base address is again loaded with the base, updated with the base plus offset. So in this we are putting this exclamation mark which update addresses automatically. That's why it is called as auto-indexing. So in this case your R0 is loaded with the address pointed by R1 plus 4, and then R1 is again going to change with R1 plus 4. So here R0 is loaded with the data pointed by R1 plus 4, and R1 register is again going to change with R1 plus 4. So this is called as auto indexing. Okay, so these three indexings are very important. Okay. Now these are again few examples related to pre-indexing and post-indexing or auto-indexing. So load register R0 with R1 plus 4 pre-indexing. As there is no exclamation symbol, the base address is normally not updated. Okay. Then store R0 comma R1 comma hash 12. So in this case R0 content of R0 register is stored with the address pointed by R1 plus 12. Okay, so memory address R1 plus 12 at this particular address, data of this R0 is normally stored. Then post indexing. Load register R0 comma square bracket R1 comma 4. So in this case this R0 register is loaded with the data pointed by R1, and then R1 register is updated. After loading that data, R1 register is updated. Same with the store. So data from this R0 register is stored into the memory address pointed by R1, and then R1 is again updated with that particular offset value, which is nothing but 12. So R1 will be R1 plus 12. Next is auto indexing. So in this your R0 register is loaded with R1 plus 4, and then R1 is again going to update with R1 plus 4, which is explained here because exclamation symbol is there. Then store R0 comma R1 plus R1 comma hash 12. So in this case R0 is stored at the address pointed by R1 plus 12, and then R1 is again updated with this R1 plus 4, not 12. Please remember this thing, because we are accessing 32-bit of data, and if we are having byte organized memory, then at each location we can store 1 byte of data. So to get 4 byte of data, which is nothing but 32 bits, we require 4 locations or 4 address locations. Okay, so that's why this base address is updated with this 4 value. Now again one more example so that you get clear understanding. This I have taken from this ARM instruction set, ARM University program slide. So the memory location to be accessed is held in the base address. So str r0 comma r1, that is store content of r0 into the r1, and load register that is content from r1 should be put into the r2 register. Okay, so we are having base address which is holding 0x200 value, and we are having source register address, that is r0, which is having 0x5 value. Okay, so in this case if we execute this instruction like store r0 comma r1, then store register will put data which is available inside r0 register into the r1 location. Okay, so in r0 we are having 05. Okay, so if we execute this instruction, then this instruction will store data from r0 register into the r1 register, that is not r1 register, the address pointed by r1 register. So r1 register pointing this 200 value, so 05 will be stored into this location, that is 0x200. And next instruction is load register. So R2 register will be loaded from the address pointed by R1 register. So inside R1 register we are having 0x200. So at 200 we are having 0x5 value. Now this value will be loaded into the R2 register, which is nothing but this. Okay, so in this way we can write instructions using load and store, and we can access memory locations with the help of load and store instructions. Now here is another example with offset. Okay, so store register R0 at this memory location. So we have to store content of R0 at this location. Now what is content of R0? At R0 we are having 0x5, and we have to store this at this location, which is nothing but R1 plus 12. Now what is R1? 0x200 plus 12. Okay, now 0x200 plus 12 is nothing but 0x20c. Okay, so at this location we have to put this 05. So this instruction will be executed like we are having this base register, which is nothing but R1, and this offset value will be added to this base register, and this, with the help of this offset, you will get this location, and at this location content of R0 is stored, which is nothing but 0x5. Okay, suppose you want to store this particular data at another location, then you can change this offset values. So to store the location, to store to location 0x1f4, instead use str r0 r1 hash -12. Now please note this important feature which is available in this. Suppose we have we want to access this 0x20c location, then we have added this offset value, that is 12. But if we want to access 0x1f4, which is below this address, okay, 0x14f 1f4 will be below this 0x200 address. Suppose you want to access this, then instead of using this 12, that is plus 12, you have to use -12. So if we use -12, then this offset value will be subtracted from this base value. If we subtract this -12 from this, if we subtract 12 from this 0x200, then we'll get this location, and at this location we can store this content of R0, which is nothing but 0x5. Okay, so this is interesting features related to these instructions. Okay, suppose you want to perform auto incrementing, then you can append this symbol which we have studied in the previous slide. Okay, now load store instruction post indexing. Okay, post index means after putting data we can increment the base address. Okay, so store register R0, we have to store content of R0 at R1 location, and then we have to increment this R1 by 12. Okay, so how this instruction will be executed? Now at R0 register we are having this 0x5. Okay, sorry, now this 0x5 we have to store to the location which is pointed by R1 register. So R1 is nothing but 0x200. Okay, so we are storing this particular 0x5 at 200 location, and after this we are updating this particular base register by 12 location. Okay, so if we put 12 inside this 0x200, then we get 0x20c address. So updated base register address. So this is post indexing. After putting data inside this location, we are updating this. Okay, to auto increment the base register to location 0x14, introduce this -12. So again same concept. Suppose you want to go to the down location from this particular base location, you can use -12 or minus number inside the instruction. Okay, now the next important thing is little endian and big endian. So this concept is used when we store 4 byte of data into 4 different locations. In that case, it is very important to understand at which location which byte is going to store. So we are having two concepts, big endian, that is byte order. The MSB, that is most significant byte of data, is placed at the byte with the lowest address. Okay, the rest of the data is placed in order in the next 3 bytes of memory. Suppose we are having this particular data. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. We are having 4 bytes of data, and suppose we have to store this particular data at 1, 2, 3 and 4 locations. Okay, so which byte will go into which address, that is normally decided with the help of this concept. Okay, so in big endian concept, this lower byte is stored into the higher addresses. or higher order address. So this lower byte will be stored into the higher address and upper byte will be stored into the lower address. Then in Little Endian, the lower byte is stored into the lower address and the upper byte is stored into the upper address. Okay, what does it mean? If you see this example properly, then we have to store this particular number, 32-bit number. Okay, if we use big Endian, then as we know, this lower byte is stored into the higher addresses, and these are the addresses 0 1 2 3. So 3 is the highest address, so 78 will be placed into this location, then 56, then 34, and then 12. If we use Little Endian, then in Little Endian this low list significant byte is placed into the lowest address. It means at lowest address is nothing but 0. So at 0 you will get 78, at next location you will get next byte, then next byte, and then next byte. Okay, so these are the two concepts related to Little Endian and Big Endian. Now again the same concept, so that you will get clear understanding. We are having this 11, 22, 33 and 44 data. If we use Little Endian, then this data will be placed like this. At 0 location you will get less significant byte, which is nothing but 44, and then in the upward direction you will get this consecutive memory location. If we use Big Endian, then this least significant byte will be placed into the higher address, that is nothing but this. Okay, so if we are storing this 32-bit number, then at this from 24 to 31 we will get 44, then next byte will be stored into this location, then this 22 will be stored here, and this most significant byte will be stored into the lower address. Okay, so these are the two concepts. Now next is load a byte or half word or word. Okay, so load byte R1 comma R0. Now please remember this thing. In this case we are using Little Endian concept. Okay, now R1 is nothing but register. Okay, so we have to load register, okay, from this particular address which is pointed by R0 register. Now assume R0 is equal to 0x to 0x02 0000. Okay, so we are having R0 is equal to this. Okay, and corresponding to this, these are the addresses. Please remember this thing. In the first slide itself I have explained this, and this is data. Now this data is 8-bit, which is nothing but 1 byte. Now here we are having load a byte, load register byte. So we have to load byte of data from which location? The location which is pointed by this R0 register inside the R1 register. Okay, so after executing this location, after executing this instruction, first your instruction will look for the address which is pointed by R0. So R0 is pointing at this location, and at this location we are having this 0xe1. Now we have to load only byte of data, 1 byte of data, because in the instruction itself it is mentioned. Okay, so this 0xe1 will be loaded into this lower byte of the register, which is nothing but R1. So in this R1 you will get this particular data, and remaining bits are filled with the 000. That's why you will get 00 in the remaining bits. Okay, because we are copying only 1 byte of data. Now the same case for the half word. Load register half word R1 comma R0. Now as we know, R0 is pointing to this location, and we have to load half word. Half word means 16 bits of data, which is nothing but 2 byte of data. And as we know, in this location we can store 1 byte of data. So E1 along with this E3 will be loaded into these two locations, and remaining bits will be filled with the 000. Okay. Then next is load word. Word means 32-bit of data, which is nothing but 4 bytes. So load register R1 comma R0. So R0 is pointing to this. So all these 4 bytes of data will be loaded into the R1 register. Okay. Now this is related to the load instruction. Okay. So I have taken this example so that you will get a clear idea about this, we can say, memory addresses and data, and accessing this byte or half word of data inside the register. Now here is another example. Load register half word R1 comma R0. Now we have to load register from the address pointed by R0. Now R0 is pointing like the R0 is having this address 0x2800. So R0 is this, okay, and we have to load half word means 16 bit, which is nothing but 2 byte of data from this location into the R1 register. So R1 before load we are having this particular data inside the R1, okay, and after loading what will happen, this EF and CD will be loaded into the R1 register, which is like this, which is shown in this particular instruction, sorry, in this register, and remaining bits will be filled with the 0. So this 1 2 3 4 will be erased completely, and these 2 bytes are loaded into the R1 register because they have mentioned half word, okay. Now next is, we have studied this load register. Now we'll study store register, how this registers we can store inside the memory, okay. So we are having next is load sign byte, okay. So load sign byte means whatever number we are going to load inside the register, we have to preserve sign of that particular number also, okay, and this number is nothing but 1 byte only, that is 8 bits, okay, and we have to copy that particular number from this location, okay. So 0xEF data we have to copy inside the R0 register. So inside the R1 register. So inside R1 we are having this data, and after loading this sign number we are having this data. Now why FFF instead of 00? Because we are copying this sign number. So if we convert this EF into the hexadecimal, then for E we have to write this, and for F we will get this, okay. Now this MSB represent the sign of this particular number, which is nothing but 1. So as this is sign number, we must have to put this MSB bit in the remaining, or we must have to fill all the remaining bits with this MSB bit only. So that's why we get FFF in the remaining sections, okay. Now here is store instruction. So in store instruction we normally store data from register to the memory, okay. So str r1 comma r0 comma #4. Now here you can see we have to put our data inside this address, which is nothing but combination of r0 plus 4, okay. So r0 is this address, and we are having r1 is equal to this, so this number we have to put inside this location, okay. So r0 is nothing but 0x2000 and 8000, we have to add 4. So this, if we add 4, then you will get this particular address, and at this address we have to store this particular number, okay. Now as we know, at this location we can store only 1 byte of data, and this is 4 byte of data, which is nothing but 32 bits, okay. So this first lower byte will be stored at this location, then next upper byte will be stored into this location, then next upper byte will be stored into this location, and then 76 will be stored into this location. So we are accessing these 4 locations, that is 4 5 6 and 7, okay, and we are putting this data into this memory. So this is nothing but store instruction, and after execution of this instruction we are not updating this R0 register because it is pre-indexing, we can say, okay. Now here is we can say summary of this addressing modes. Load register we have already studied, simple. Load register R0 comma R1 comma R2. So address will be formed with the help of combination of these two register. Then load register R0 R1 comma minus R2. So address will be formed with the help of subtracting these two register. Load register R0 we have already studied this. Then subtract operation we have to perform. Pre-indexing. So R1 plus 4 will be performed, and data from this address, that is R1 plus 4, will be loaded into R0 register, and then R1 will be updated with R1 plus 4 again, okay. Post indexing, first data from this R1 register will be loaded into the R0 register, and then R1 will be updated with this particular index value, okay, sorry, this offset value. Scale indexing, in this logical shift left operation by 2 places will be performed on this R3 register, and then this result will be added with R2 register, and whatever address is generated from that address, data will be copied into the R1 register, okay. So this is called as scale index. Now again the same examples I am taking here, a few more examples I am taking which we have studied in the previous slide. So the same explanation I have mentioned. Address will be formed. Address is in this case, sorry, in this case address is nothing but this R2, in this case R2 plus 4, in this case R2 minus 4, in this case R2 plus R3, R2 minus R3, and scale is R3 multiplied by 4, which is nothing but this logical shift left plus R2, and then data corresponding to this will be loaded into the R1. Okay, so these are the addresses basically, and from that address location we are copying data into the R1 register. Okay. Now next here just summarizing all these pre-index, post-index, and write back and all these operations. Okay, so you can go through these examples. Now next, multiple register load store or data transfer. Okay, so this multiple register load store we'll see in the next video. Okay, thank you.